Welcome to another video where I'm working on a new programming language called Plum. This time I want to change the Lambda syntax. So Plum has support for lambdas, or like functions that don't have names. For example, you can make a list of length 3 and then you can map that list using a lambda, which is created using this backslash. And then the parameters with types, and yeah, for example, this would create a list and then add 1 to every item of the list, and then take the sum. I want to do two things. I want to change this so this is not an equal sign but an arrow, because I think that's a bit more natural. And second of all, I want to allow lambdas to be on a single line, probably in parentheses, like this. Yeah, so in the end this should be valid code. The first step, I guess, is just allow use the arrow instead of the equal sign. And let's see what happens if we just do that. It probably doesn't compile. Yeah, expected equal sign. So let's change that. In the parsing of lambdas, parsing lambda types. See, this is weird. In lambda types, we already used the arrow. So the map function here. Let's actually look at that. It's defined in here. It accepts a mapper, which is of this type, meaning a lambda that maps an A to a B. So here we already used the arrow. Yeah, so I think using an arrow in the code is that also makes sense. All right, so lambdas, this is fine, the lambda type, but the lambda value is what we want to change. Here we want to use an arrow instead of an equal sign. Maybe zoom out, or rather just collapse this on the left. Yeah. So now that should work, but maybe some other lambdas are broken. Or apparently not, because no other place in the standard library even uses lambdas. Well, that's convenient. Alright, so let's maybe not call that equal sign, but arrow. Yeah. And the next step is allowing lambdas on a single line. So let's look at that. The way that usually works is by accepting a line parser, which kind of iterates over the line, and the code in here should be quite similar to the existing one. So parse lambda, we want to consume a backslash. Hang on, you know what, let's just copy this and then adjust that as needed. Okay, so we do parser.consume of that backslash. Fair enough. And then we have parameters, where we pass parameters, then an arrow, and then the body should also be on the single line. Yeah, like you can have multi-line lambdas, like this, for example, and have like lambdas with a huge body. But if the lambda is not on its own line, on its own block, but it's kind of inside another expression, like this, well, then stuff like this is not allowed. Then the body of the lambda must also be on a single line. So this hang on. So if the previously we had these bacon, which is like blocks arranged by column nesting, the indented lines of the file basically. And if there are any any children of this lambda, then that was the body. Otherwise, we tried to parse an expression there. And if the lambda is on a single line, then we only want to try to parse an expression there. So we can just remove that branch and this one. Afterwards, the lambda doesn't have to be at the end, because it's fine if there's stuff coming afterwards. We just have this. That seems reasonably short, to be honest. Like parse expression, and this is like allow white space and allow dots, which we want to allow, because the lambda already has to have white space. Yeah, we also need to call this function, like parse lambda on a parser at some point, probably in the expressions thing. So this is a value expression, and this should only be parsed if it allows white space and dots, I think. Hang on. Oh, I see. So this up here parses a standalone expression, and this down here is just parsing a call of the dot syntax or an equal sign. So basically all of these kind of suffix expressions. Up here we kind of want to test for lambdas. Yeah. So if we allow white space, then basically if using a struct works, then we want to return that. If there's an enum, we want to return that. Yeah, that's pretty great. And now, if we also allow dots, and well, then if parser applies lambda is some lambda, then we want to return that. Otherwise, we just return no match. Amazing. Alright, here we don't actually want to return those immediately, but we do want to allow suffix expressions. Yeah, I think for lambdas we don't really want to do that. Well, let me just put some else's in there, I guess. that is some nesting, but I guess that's fine. Oh no. True. Hang on. 21. 20 something. Hang on, in lambdas. Alright, this is supposed to return a closed expression. Yeah. Not a type. Okay, that worked. Nice. So now we have the lambdas that can be written on a single line. Beautiful. That is really cool. Yeah, I like that. Cool. Let's commit that. Yeah, I guess support change lambda syntax. Yeah, and I think that's it for this video. See you in the next one.